it is a victory for fans. And in fact, the country has been united in condemning these proposals. And the government has stood firmly behind the footballing authorities and saying, we will do whatever it takes to stop this proposal. We were willing to take very, very bold measures to stop this proposal going ahead. And I'm very glad that the fans, with the backing of government and others, have had their say. But it's very important that we don't see this as the end of the process. What this has highlighted more than ever is the need to look at the wider governance of football. That's why I announced on Monday a fan-led review led by Tracy Crouch, someone who I think commands support from many people from all different clubs and across the political spectrum, to look at how we address football governance, football finance, and indeed the whole fan experience.
Do you think, though, that is going to be enough in itself to stop these sort of moves from happening again?
Well, we have been clear as a government, and I was explicitly clear from Sunday night. Prime Minister and I met with fans and with football governing bodies yesterday morning. I met with the president of UEFA on Monday, and I'll be speaking to him again later today. We've been absolutely resolute in saying that we will not have our national game taken away from us for profit. This is as much part of our national heritage as our great stately homes, our galleries, our museums, our theatres, our cathedrals. And we as a government will do whatever it takes to step up to protect it. And I'm very glad that working with fans, we have given strength to fans in stopping this. And I pay tribute to all of the fans. And we saw it last night with Chelsea fans. They won't put up with this. And I'm glad that clubs have listened to it.
I mean, it's nice to see you applauding the passion, and there is an awful lot of passion there. But what about the passion of some of your colleagues? And I'm thinking of Johnny Mercer, someone who did 3 tours of Afghanistan, hugely passionate about the work he did, passionate about the armed forces, passionate about the veterans, who, in effect said he was forced to resign as Veterans Minister last night because, the Prime Minister is not sticking to the Veterans Pledge that he signed in the run-up to the general election in 2019. Something's got to change, hasn't it?
Well, I have a great deal of respect for Johnny. I like him enormously, and I work closely with him as a minister. I don't think Johnny is entirely correct on this. First of all, we set up the Office of Veterans Affairs. Indeed, I worked with him on that. We funded that office, and we've introduced a number of measures to support veterans through it. In respect of veterans being hounded and those real concerns that we have pledged to address in terms of ensuring that veterans don't face the constant threat of going back through the courts for past actions.
Well, forgive me for interrupting, but I know you appreciate tight for time because you want to move on to do something else. But in terms of the constant hounding, I mean, what he's saying is you've brought in that cover for some people, but not for those people who served in Northern Ireland, who have already been the subject of a lot of investigations. We're talking veterans now in their 70s and 80s who, Mr Mercer says, in some cases drinking themselves to death because they're so concerned about what's happening to them.
Well, as you rightly say, in respect of overseas operations, we've got the bill that will conclude its passage through the House, I believe, in the next couple of days. In relation to Northern Ireland veterans, we are currently working through government on that. We're actually, ministers as we speak, are signing off legislation on that, which we will bring forward in the next session to address precisely that problem. And I know from conversations with the Prime Minister that he is absolutely determined to address this.